The quiet mechanic and the silent bond. I was never thrilled about the guys my daughter brought home, but Leo was a whole different story. With his full-sleeve tattoos, messy hair, and that constant, effortless smirk, I had him pinned as a troublemaker from the very first second he stepped onto my porch. I'm an old-school guy. I grew up believing that a man's worth is measured by his handshake and the grease under his fingernails, and Leo just looked like a kid who spent too much time at music festivals and not enough time working a real job. For the first 6 months, I barely gave him the time of day. I would answer his polite questions with one-word grunts and keep my eyes glued to the newspaper whenever he walked into the room. I wanted him to know, without me having to say it, that he wasn't part of the inner circle. Then came the Saturday that changed everything. My pride and joy, a vintage 1970 pickup truck that had been in my family for decades, decided to give up the ghost right in the middle of the driveway. I was standing there in the heat, covered in black grease, swearing under my breath as I stared at an engine that refused to turn over. I was frustrated, tired, and honestly, a little embarrassed that I couldn't fix it myself. Right then, Leo pulled up in his beat-up sedan. In the past, I would have waved him away, but I was at my wit's end. He didn't ask a million annoying questions or try to make small talk. He just looked at the open bonnet, took off his expensive-looking denim jacket, tossed it onto the grass, and rolled up his sleeves. Without a word, he climbed right into the engine bay. For the next 2.5 hours, we existed in a strange, peaceful silence. I found myself instinctively handing him wrenches and screwdrivers, and he would take them with a silent nod of thanks. We worked in sync, two men from completely different worlds connected by the smell of gasoline and old metal. When the engine finally roared back to life with a powerful growl, the tension that had lived between us for months simply vanished. Leo wiped his hands on a greasy rag, gave me a genuine, tired smile, and said, "She's got a temper, uncle, but her heart is solid. You just have to listen to what she's telling you." That was the moment it clicked for me. He didn't brag about fixing it, and he didn't look for praise. He just saw a man in a tough spot and stepped up because it was the right thing to do. That afternoon, the troublemaker became the son I never had. Now, we spend almost every Saturday in that garage, and I've realized that sometimes, the best people are the ones who don't feel the need to tell you how good they are, they just show you.